Sneakers and Cleats, the podcast.
I want to get to high school football here. So every Monday we will do high school football for the next 11 weeks because we have TNL and TNL top 10s every single week. So how we're going to do this is very similar to last year. I'm going to run through the top 10. You guys interrupt or chime in where you want to on the top 10 if you have something to say about Brennan or Steele or Smith and Valley or whoever it is. And then we'll get to the TNL matchup. So number one in our TNL top 10 was the Brennan Bears. The Steve Baser-led Brennan Bears. They're 23rd, if you ask Dave Campbell's, ranked the 23rd best team in 6A. Their first game is going to be against Reagan, who's our 8th ranked team. Defensive-led team last year, but they do have their running back and their quarterback coming back this season, so hoping to vault into a new world offensively in the 6A region. They probably had the best defense that they've had since their state run early in the 2010s. They've probably had the best defense last year. They should have probably beat Lake Travis last year, but they didn't. Smith and Valley, head coach Larry Hill, coming off his first championship ever, is the number 2 team in our TNL top 10. They are the second-ranked team in 5A D1. I'll give you one guess as to who number 1 is. It's Aledo. Aledo is always number 1 because they deserve to always be number 1 because they win almost every year.
Yeah,
so
how about 2 teams from that league in our top 5 as we skip ahead maybe just a little bit without giving any team
3 teams in that district in the top 10.
There you go.
3 teams in that district in the top 25 of 5A teams. So that district is going to be ridiculous. Smith and Valley has a lot of returners on the defensive side of the ball. 8 returning starters on the defensive side of the ball, including Hudson Woods and Justin Roberts and Colton Hornsby, who's picked to be really freaking good. So a lot of experience. You're going to have to kind of roll with the punches on offense for a little while, but that's like we said, that district's no joke. You got Piper and New Braunfels in that district.
And that quarterback, as good as he was last year.
Kate Spradling.
Yeah, they had the backup got a lot of mop-up time, so I think it's kind of like the Arch Manning situation. I don't think he's going to have big eyes going into this thing. He's got some experience.
Some people that do not have a lot of experience is Cibolo Steele, who in Dave Campbell's words written in their magazine, Steele doesn't really go through a rebuild very often, but they might have to this season because they lost so much offensive firepower last season with their quarterback, both the receivers, everybody on the offensive line. They only have 2 returning starters on the offensive side of the ball. David Sines is going to have a tough task this season.
Something tells me they'll be just fine as long as you got House of Hatton back there.
Yeah.
I can't believe that guy's finally a senior now.
I know.
We've been talking about it for 10 years.
You're absolutely right. Jonathan Hatton, the running back going to Texas A&M in the fall, switched over his commitment last season from Oklahoma to Texas A&M. They also have a big man named Julian Hugo on defense, who had a breakthrough season in his junior year. So they're likely to be really good. They're picked to win that district, but San Marcos is going to be really good too. And I don't know. You can't really pencil them in like they usually do. So we'll see. They're number 3 in the TNL top 10 poll. Harlan Hawks coming off their best season ever. Are number 4 in the TNL top 10 poll. Eddie Salas always has a great squad over at Harlan, and just props to Salas for coming back from cancer this season. He found out 2 weeks after their longest playoff run ever that he had cancer. He fought it, he battled, he won. Yeah. And now he's coming back. He didn't know if he was going to coach ever again, so props to Eddie Salas on that.
Amen.
They have Jivery Graham is their star on offense. He is deaf. He's a deaf running back, which is awesome. Another awesome story coming out of that school. Harlan just has all the awesome stories this year. They're also playing for, I think it's their offensive coordinator's mother who died recently in a surprise. So they lost lots of talent. Peyton Matthews going to Rice, but best season last year was kind of a surprise. Made it to the regional finals, lost in the regional finals.
Yeah, and to the eventual state champs. And, when you hear them talk, they're talking about it. Why not us?
Why not
we
them?
saw and we lined up who we played against last year. So got to get there first. But I like the fact that they're talking the talk this year about going as far as you can possibly go with this.
3 teams in that district in our TNL top 10 as well, with Sotomayor and Brennan. So number 5 is Piper Warriors, led by Nick Rogers. They are the 11th ranked team in 5A D1, part of that Smithson Valley district. They play Bernie on Friday. Got 6-6, 6 returners on offense and defense. Rogers and his team took a really tough loss last season in the second round. They were undefeated. Flower Bluff comes to town and beats them in double overtime in Nick Rogers was shocked that they went for 2 to win that game. So they've got a chip on their shoulder to come back, and they kind of remind me of UIW, offense that clicks no matter who's at quarterback. But sometimes you get the wrong quarterback in there, and maybe your offense doesn't click. So
And they've been real good at getting a quarterback every year out of the portal.
they have. Pretty much, honestly. So they're going to be really good. The Johnson Jaguars are 6th. Their head coach is TP Miller. We'll talk about them just here in a little bit since they're on TNL. Number 7 is New Braunfels. They're the 3rd team in that district that's going to be really good. They're the 23rd ranked team at 5A D1. Play Madison on Friday. That's a team that has a chip on their shoulder under Brad Mulder. It's going to be his 3rd year, I believe, as the head coach up there. Caden Mills is one of the best athletes in our area, so they just got a loaded district. Even if they play their best, I don't know if they can win that district. It's just so tough with Smithson Valley and Piper. Reagan Rattlers are number 8. They're going to be really interesting this year. Preston Myers takes over as head coach for Lyndon Hamilton. Don't know how much of a hiccup that'll cause because he was the DC there for 4 years. Now takes over as the head coach, kind of like in Bernie where their DC is taking over as the head coach for Shea Hendricks. So Cole Higby is preseason district MVP on defense. So their defense is going to be clicking. 7 returning starters, including Cole Higby and Hunter Cacciatore. Their offense is probably going to take a little while to gel, but I wouldn't be surprised if that first game against Brennan is like 10-7. Like it really might be like 17-14, both defenses just duking it out like crazy.
Yeah, they're looking for some playmakers at Reagan, the way I understand it, right? You're right. The defense should be okay, but, it is going to be a little bit different than what we've seen from Reagan in years past. And you're right. It might take a game or two for them to get their footing.
I mean, it's hard to make up for a guy named Cole Pryor, I mean, Cole Pryor
Well
leaves.
said.
Cole Pryor leaves, and you got to find somebody to take on all those yards and plays. So, Sotomayor Wildcats with one of my favorite head coaches in the entire area, Juan Morales.
Here.
Made the I just got a tweet that said no sign of Micah Parsons at the open portion of practice today. Anyway, made the playoffs for the first time in Sotomayor history last year. Coach Morales believes this team can do it again, especially with Chauncey Moon being another year older, Cameron Grady another year older. Their offense should be really good this season.
Coach Morales, guy in his mid-50s, and reminds us all that we don't spend enough time in the weight room.
Right.
Also, just reminds everyone to be just a kind. He's just one of my favorite people
And
that I've met.
they're all grown up too, right? This is the first year that they'll have seniors be seniors, and so,
Exactly.
or
Their
seniors
first,
that went through the whole program.
yeah, their first full
4 years.
class.
Yes.
So, good point there. And then lastly, number 10, the Brandeis Broncos, led by Keemy Lewis. His 2nd year, they missed the playoffs for just the first time in the last 3 seasons, I believe. They got their junior quarterback, Winter Smith, coming back, 6 returners on offense. They lost a lot of production, a lot of skill guys, and a lot of offensive linemen. But, I mean, one could make the argument that you didn't make the playoffs last year with those guys. So maybe you get some new blood in there and you're able to right the ship. They're in that district with Reagan and with Johnson. So, I mean,
They got some talent. And I think, Don and I saw Winter Smith last year. Man, he looks the part. And I know sort of kind of new towards learning the position at this level, but he's adapted very quickly.
Got the tools.
So let's talk about Johnson Judson. TNL week 1 is Johnson. The Johnson Jaguars versus the Judson Rockets. Is the 4th year I think they've played in the non-conference schedules. This Thursday, 7 o'clock at Rutledge Stadium on CWSA. These two will be in the booth. I'll be on the sidelines. We do have a new presenting sponsor this year. It is the Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Little Caesars Thursday Night Lights presented by the Gomez Law Firm. So go through the Johnson Jaguars first. They have a lot of returning production. 6 offensive starters, 9 defensive starters. They're 30th in 6A. Their top returners, guys like Bryson Thomas, Mikael McCreary, Joshua McNeil. Elvis Estrada was picked to be the preseason offensive MVP per Dave Campbell in that district. They have never won back-to-back district titles in their 18-year existence because Reagan has always kind of been there. Brandeis has always kind of been there. They're picked to win again this season, and they have a lot of returning production. They did lose Bubba Johnson, who was half of their offense last year, it felt like. He was running the ball every single down. Let's hear from the Johnson Jaguars, and then we'll talk about the Judson Rockets.
Fall practices are kind of winding down now. It was just like, did you get everything that you kind of wanted to see out of your team during fall practice this year?
We did, physicality, mental mistakes, cleaning those up, and just coming together from all of our hard work that the student athletes that took place this summer. And so fall season's here. We have week 1 next week versus a strong opponent, Judson.
Let's talk just real briefly about that, because you get to start the season on TNL. I know you guys are worried about the game, getting that victory, but what does that mean for not only you, the players, the seniors, but also the entire Jaguar community, that you guys get a chance to showcase your talents on TV?
It's always important to showcase, because this place is a special place. This community, Johnson, the support that we have from our administration, and even our athletic department with Coach Gavon coming over. I mean, it's just phenomenal. So being able to showcase that and our seniors, the first last non-district game, and, you know, we want to start the season off on a great foot. But also, you know, all of our extracurricular band, cheer, dance, being able to showcase everything that they have been working towards in the summer as well.
Do you take in a little bit more because this is your senior year, this is your last run at fall camp in high school?
Yeah, I mean, kind of do, but, you know, like, I've done it before, like we've done it before, so I just, like, you know, I'm just ready to play, just ready to get the W.
What do you like about this defensive unit, and what can Jag Nation expect when you guys take the field?
So I like the main thing I like is our chemistry, since we're all friends with each other. We're just together, we're more focused, we're more locked in for you. Like, we're trying to make it further this year. And, you know, they should expect, like, a lot of picks, a lot of fumble recoveries, all that, yeah.
What do you like about this offensive unit as you guys get ready to wind down fall practice and get ready for the season?
We all show up with effort every day, you know. We all just put our best foot forward, and, you know, regardless if we're hurt, we're tired, we still come with the end goal in mind. What we did last year doesn't matter anymore, you know what I mean? So we're just going to build, although, like, we're still building off of it, we're not going to be like, oh, we went second round last year. We're just starting 0-0.
I know you're worried about the game against Judson, but for a senior, one last chance to get to showcase your talents on television for all of San Antonio and South Texas to see. What does that mean to you?
It's cool, you know what I mean? But I'm just worried about the win. So even though we'll be on TV, we could be on national TV too, but all we got to do is go 1-0 next Thursday.
So on the other side of things, as compared to Johnson is Judson. Judson is in a much different position where a lot of people are picking them not to make the playoffs once again, which is not what they're used to. So especially under Mark Soto. Mark Soto's had I don't want to say he's had a rough go since he's been back at Judson, but they haven't been as good as I know he wants them to be since he's gotten there. They have a few returning starters. They did lose their 3-year starting quarterback, Elijah Favela. He graduated last year. But they do have Jay Storm Knight, who is one of the best prospects in our area, especially along the offensive line. He's a soft. You want go ahead?
No. Go. I was just going to say, he just this week he turned 15.
Yeah.
Like, the kid was 14 years old and he got offers from Texas and Texas A&M.
He's 6'6".
6'7", 385.
He's going to need to drop a little bit of weight, but damn. That's
Or
all I
just
got to say.
Make it muscle as you grow even bigger.
Is
Yeah,
there
he's
an
a
NFL?
sophomore.
Is there an NFL offensive lineman that's 385?
Not off the top of my head, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Usually it's about 320 is the max, right about there, 320, 330. But I mean, he's a big MFer. Like, he's a big kid.
He's his own area code.
Yeah. And I mean, they have a lot of Nate Boot. I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Booty is how I believe his last name is pronounced. We're going to hear from him in a second. They have a lot of veteran leadership on their offensive line that's coming back, but they do have to work out a new quarterback. They have to work out new weapons on the outside. You're going to hear from Mark Soto here in a second. He is 100% committed to getting back to the playoffs and proving everyone wrong this season. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against him either, because, you know, a lot of this is he's trying to build a different culture, wants more straight and narrow, and if anybody's up for that job, it's Mark Soto. And, yeah, I would not go to sleep on a Mark Soto squad ever.
Yeah, take a listen to how intense Coach Soto is when Jack asks him these questions.
People may not think we're going to be good, but it sounds like your bunch wants to show everybody something.
I'll tell you right now, our kids are confident in what they can do, and our coaches are confident as well. So we're looking to move forward and make sure that we understand that we take off around here. We don't just stay on the landing pad. We take off.
So what kind of bounce back do you expect this year?
I expect to go to the playoffs and go several rounds. That's what I expect. And so do our kids, which is more important than what I expect.
We expect to win this season. Yes, sir. We've been grinding all season, off season, and all that.
Elijah left after being a 3-year starter. What are you looking for with these young quarterbacks?
I'm just looking for them to be leaders, and that's what they've been doing all practice. All three of the dudes we got battling right now for that starting position. They've been perfect at battling for the position and being able to lead the team. It's definitely a really cool moment because we had a game last year we got to play on TV, and we won that game, and it was a very big moment for us. And being able to start the season that way this year against a team we've been playing for 4 years straight now, it's a very special moment. We've been going back and forth for years now, so it's very exciting.
Yeah. So, Mark Soto, you can feel it. You can just feel it when he talks. Like, all right, calm down, man.
I like it, man. You get juice from that, right?
Well, every time we do a Judson game on TNL, he comes over to the sideline interview, and I'm like, I better hurry. He's rearing to go here. He's really nice for he's always nice. But,
Rocket Pride, man.
I mean, it's intense.
He's the product of Jim Rackley and D.W. Rutledge. What do you expect?
It's fair enough. Anything on TNL, guys, before we get started? I know we haven't really done a lot of our production meetings and all that stuff yet and studied up the teams per se, but anything
I'm really looking forward to Judson versus San Marcos this year. And for those that don't know, it is a 4-year-old soap opera where
October 17th.
San Marcos went into the portal when there wasn't a legal one and loaded up, and they were put on 3 years probation, I believe. So the kids that transferred to San Marcos as freshmen have not been able to play varsity football until this year. They've dominated JV, beating people 70-0. They went 10-0 last year on the JV. The varsity went 0-10 because these kids, some of them, big-time college recruits, have been forced to play JV, and these are kids that probably should have gone to Judson and others. Mark Soto turned them in. They were found guilty by the UIL. They then pressed charges against Soto. He was found innocent in all this back and forth about eligibility. And so now the kids can play. They're going to play for San Marcos against Mark Soto. There's no love lost between him and Coach Walsh at San Marcos, and so it's just going to be I think they'll have a lot of extra security on hand that night.
Yeah, and how about week 2 of our schedule?
Oh my God.
1 versus 2 in our newly minted TNL Top 10 poll.
That's going to be a banger too. It's a little bit sad that game falls on the Cowboys opening night because it gets a little overshadowed.
Will it?
I mean, I hope not because I'm going to be. I know what I'll be tuned into.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll be there. So we'll see.
But you know what we found is that the Cowboys brings more people to the television, and so there's a lot of this during commercial breaks, half times, and so TNL. A lot of eyes that wouldn't necessarily be on a TNL game go to TNL when they're already sitting down to watch football.
So when the Cowboys are down like 40-0 on opening night to the reigning champion Eagles,
tune into
TNL.
Fantastic finish. The fantastic finish of TNL.
All right, that's all we got for you today on the Sneakers and Cleats podcast. Remember to download, rate, review, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, tell a friend, tell an enemy. We will be back on Thursday, the day of TNL. We will see you then.